Welcome to Regionals 2014. This is I forget what region we are, but it includes California, Nevada, and Arizona. So we already had one of those regionals in Tempe about a couple months ago. And now we finally get the California regionals in San Rafael, California. That's just north of San Francisco, about 20 miles. And so we had a great turnout. There were about 70, 80 people there. We'll talk about the actual regionals a little bit throughout this video series. I have a bunch of games recorded. I'm going to try and pump them out as quickly as I can with the highest quality commentary that I can do. So I'm not going to do them all in one night because the commentary would get very silly. What else can I say about this event? So it was hosted at Gamescape North by, the host was, Andre was his name, I believe the store owner or manager. And he did a great job along with his employees. And we also had one of the players, Eric, one of our players that plays in the San Francisco meta a lot and helps with a lot of other, running the site and so on. He decided to just be a judge for the event. He decided to bow out of the event and be a judge. So that was really nice of him, and the day went really smooth as a result. And it looks like we're getting ready to start here, so let me just go into the game. So I am playing Gabe on the left, and we have Noah on the right playing The World Is Yours. So it's one of these matchups here that you're never sure, but I got two siphons, so I had a lot of I had two siphons, a shutdown I'm not really too excited about, but the reason I didn't keep that is he's keeping his hand, so he has some good stuff. He's going to be able to keep me out of HQ unless if I didn't have any icebreakers. So siphons were not doing me much good. So this is the first round. We had 6 rounds of Swiss, and then it was a cut to the top 16. So it was a long day in Netrunner. We started about 11 o'clock, and I finally got out of there around midnight. I stayed for the whole thing to record all these games. So I'm going into HQ first click. He's deciding if he wants to res. Noah also, okay, yeah, so that's a pretty strong start there. So I go in anyway. I get super lucky, get an agenda. So yeah, Noah plays in the San Francisco Berkeley meta as well. Plays down in Santa Clara. He plays everywhere. Noah is everywhere. And he's a very good player. I was joking with him earlier in the tournament, before we started, that I was hoping I didn't have to face him, because I faced him the night before and he just crushed my decks. So we both know each other's decks pretty well. So he ices up a little bit more, puts a Jackson Howard down, draws some cards, improving his board state. So I was lucky enough, I think it drew that Corroder there on that first click. So second click I install it, third click I go in, gaining a credit. And I grab a Profiteering. That's a very interesting agenda to see in this deck. You don't often see a one-player that's not breaking news, especially in The World Is Yours. Noah was trying to explain to me the logic of including that, which I kind of understood, but maybe he'll, if he feels like it, talk more about that inclusion in the comments. Okay, going into HQ again, hoping to pull an Astro script. So I get a breaking news. So that is a pretty strong start. I'm at 4 points. I have no more money though. So Noah just draws up a bunch of cards there. That might have been all of his clicks. He leaves a click for sweeps there. And I believe I had 5 cards in hand. So I get the sneak door. Don't really need to play that now. I could just build up a little more money with the HQ runs. I couldn't quite see what that was. But yeah, this is the type of deck where if you don't get on it early, you really want to get the Astro scripts. The fact that I haven't pulled any Astro scripts yet actually puts me at a slight disadvantage. But I am feeling good about this start. Okay, so yeah, he curses a bit there as I pull the Astro script, so that puts me up 6-0. This is going to be a tough fight back for Noah here at this point. And this was the first round, so hopefully not feeling too discouraged yet, because you don't want to start feeling discouraged in the first game. And he's drawn up a bunch more cards. I think he's trying to look for some decent ice to put on HQ would be my guess. Because he has had a lot of agendas in HQ. I got lucky pulling R&D there with the Beal, and then I pulled the rest out of HQ, I believe. So I know I avoid pop-up window as much as I can. So I think that was something, I think that might have been Jackson Howard. I was not too good about revealing my HQ axes to the camera. I'm going to try and get better at doing that for commentary purposes. So I drew a fairy there. It is tempting to put a fairy down because it defends against a power shutdown. And I just kind of hoped that he didn't have power shut. And this Gabe deck has one of each breaker and no recursion. So you can't afford losing a corroder to a power shutdown. And against Wayland, you always have to have a fairy down or a data sucker to protect it. So he ices up HQ and installing some more remotes. So I'm really curious what those remotes are. That I wouldn't be surprised if one is a SanSan. Not really in a position to trash it right now. Especially not until he gets some ice down. So I'm running HQ third click. Normal HQ run, not siphoning. I don't believe I have a siphon in hand. I have an indexing in hand, which is good to note, but I don't really, if that is a sentry or a code gate on R&D, I am not going to be able to get through the second time with the indexing, or possibly even the first time. So I would like to try and initiate the indexing. I guess he also had Jackson Howard, so that I think I'm getting ready to index perhaps on the next turn if I'm going to do it. Just I needed to clear the Jackson first. There is a decent chance that either of those other remotes are Jacksons. I think I did see a Jackson in hand earlier that I decided not to trash, which is, they say is always a bad idea. You always want to trash Jackson, but there's times when, you need your money more than you need them not to have Jackson. So I do have a Sneak Door in hand. I think I want him to draw one of his agendas, and then I want to go in with Sneak Door and snatch it before he could score it out. In order to do that, I think I am going to have to go check those remotes and clear out any SanSans. No, I think I kind of want to leave the surprises, but I think his deck does have like a random snare in there. And I think I know that at this point because I played him the night before. So honestly, that's probably an advantage to him, that if I don't want to check those remotes because I'm afraid of a snare. So I draw into the Sure Gamble, giving me a big boost of money. And I went into HQ again. He's not resin that HQ, so I'll just keep going in there and at least see what he has. At this point, if he's not resin that ice, it's probably because it's an expensive sentry would be my guess. He'd be resin a code gate, almost definitely. I have the barrier. He would be resin that just attacks me because he's up on money. So I'm pretty sure that's some, nasty sentry that he just doesn't want to res right now when, he probably doesn't have an agenda in hand. He's not too worried about me getting 1 credit on the run. So that's my guess as to what's going on there with that ice. All right, so he's scoring out something here. So he biotic labors, and it's almost certainly going to be an Astro script. Okay, no, this is a crazy scoring thing here. So he fast tracks for his first click. He has 3 clicks left, so he can't score that out of hand unless if he has a SanSan on the table. I would not be surprised if he has a SanSan on the table with those 2 remotes. So he's probably going to spend another, 8 credits to score that out. And this is actually a pretty good thing for me, because this opens up an economic window where I can go index hunting. So he has a shipment from SanSan, so that makes indexing a little bit risky. He could res, I don't know, he could res something even like a Enigma, which would keep me out. And the first thing could be a Quandary, but so I run on that remote first, just see another SanSan. It's because I'm checking for Jackson Howard. You do not want to index with a Jackson Howard on the table because it erases the index when they pop them. Always worth reiterating. I see a lot of players index when I have Jackson installed and visible, and I've done it in the past as well. I think I'm just deciding if I want to try an index. I think I want to put the Yogg down first, and then I want to index. I'm just making sure, I want to make sure I have the money. Yeah, because then so that'll be click 2, click 3, I'll index, and if there is an agenda in the top 5, I should be able to get in again. So click 3, index, and I put the Yogg down. Because I remember I did see an Enigma in his hand at some point. So I was just guessing that that ice in front was the Enigma. Okay, so yeah, I see a snare there. I see the Astroscript and then APD. So when these indexings, like I have the win here for sure, right? I know Jack Snare's on the table, but I am always super careful that I'm not screwing something up on the indexing. So yeah, that is the game. So yeah, scoring out the Astroscript there. You know, he spent. I guess he wouldn't have been able to do much without more ice because I believe that was an Enigma defending. Let's see if he flips it over. Yep, that was the Enigma defending. So I just made a good call there. So that is the first game. I will have plenty more. And as always, thanks for watching.